Good morning. Welcome to the UU Church of the South Hills, also known as Sunnyhill. We are delighted that you could join us for the service. Our mission at Sunnyhill is to create a more just and compassionate community within and beyond our walls. My name is Rebecca Senaway, and I serve as a worship associate for this congregation. If you're a newcomer or a visitor to our congregation, please go to sunnyhill.org and click on the button that says New to Sunnyhill. You'll receive more information about our congregation, and you can sign up to receive our weekly email newsletter. If you're joining us online today, please say hello or good morning in the comments on Facebook or YouTube. We'd like to hear from you and extend a welcome to you as well. We welcome children of all ages to our service. For quiet play, we have a children's area here in the sanctuary. For louder activities, we have a nursery just outside the corner entrance to the sanctuary. And we also have a comfort room accessible through the back hallway from which you can hear and see the service. A gentle reminder to everyone to please silence your cell phones. We now have a brief board moment from Sunnyhill board member Liz Baldoni.
Good morning. Each month, one of the board members takes a moment to update everyone on what we've been up to. So it's my turn today. First, we would like to thank Dan Nader for his service on the board. He has recently resigned, and we're very grateful for his work toward the mission statement process. We're continuing to update our bylaws. One update is that we're reducing the number of board members from the current 9 to 7, which will align us more closely with other congregations of our size. We're also clarifying some language regarding how our treasurer and our outside accounting firm work together. Finally, in January, we reviewed our 2025 financials, and we are pleased to report that we ended the year breaking even. Thank you.
Today's sermon is titled Love and Justice. Almost everything we do as Unitarian Universalists is somehow related to our most enduring values of love and justice. What is the relationship between these two values, and how do we pursue them in an era when both love and justice are often scorned or given second short shrift? Our opening words were written by Kathy Ryonstar. Welcome to this time for peace. May we find some moments of quiet contemplation. Welcome to this time for celebration. May our hearts soar with gratitude for the gift of life. Welcome to this time for sacred love. May we gently hold all that is broken here. Welcome to this time for inquiry. Here, may we be challenged to open our minds and hearts even wider. Come into this time for community. May we together draw the circle of love and justice even wider. Welcome to this sacred time. Come, let us worship, celebrate, grieve, and love together. Please join me in saying the words to light our chalice. May this chalice flame burn as brightly as our hearts as we celebrate, grieve, and love together.
Good morning. Please rise and lift your spirits. Join in singing our opening hymn, We'll Find Joy.
We'll find joy Morning, everybody. I'm Bethany Thornton, the membership director here at Sunnyhill, and we need a little joy this morning on this gray Sunday morning. So we have a membership ceremony this morning, and I would like Sharon, Carrie, Kyla, Elaine, Robert, Michaela, and David to please come forward at this time. Yeah, come on here. Thank you. All right, I'm just going to take a moment to introduce everybody. We'll start with Elaine on this side. This is Elaine Guha, and Elaine has actually been attending Sunnyhill for many years, and she looks forward to continuing to be a part of this community. Sunnyhill is a part of her life that she truly holds dear. Next, we have Carrie and Kyla Riegard with their kiddos Zoe and Pem, and they are just happy to have a place to belong and knowing there is somewhere they can go where they won't feel like the only ones that care about other people. Next, we have David Montgomery, and you've probably seen him around. He's married to Karen Krieger, one of our Sunnyhill members, and in Sunnyhill, he feels he's found a community with the values he aspires to, such as kindness, compassion, empathy, courage, and a desire for social justice. The Sunnyhill congregation feels like a family, but much better organized. I don't know about that, but okay. Next, we have Robbie and Michaela Denny with their little ones, Bailey and Harper, and they just recently moved here from Kansas, and they look forward to getting involved with a community of good people. And lastly, we have Sharon Biasca, and Sharon most looks forward to participating in social justice initiatives and further development of her spirituality.
Today, we welcome into our congregation these new members who have chosen to become a part of our church. We're so glad to have you with us and delighted that you've chosen to share this part of your journey with us. Will you accept our gifts of fellowship, mutual support, and service? Will you offer us your unique presence and gifts? And will you work with us as we seek to create a community and a world dedicated to compassion and justice? If so, please say, "We will." Congregation, will you welcome these new members with the warmth and comfort of your fellowship? Will you seek to add your strengths and talents to the new gifts that they bring us? And will you share our triumphs and our struggles as our community grows and changes? If so, please say, "We will." Let us say together the words on our screens, which reflect our common purpose and common love in the midst of our diversity of beliefs. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. I hope that you'll seek out these new members and welcome them personally, but for now, please join me in welcoming them with some applause.
Good morning, friends. It is now our time for all ages. If there are any kiddos present that want to come on up, now's your chance. Good morning, friends. Today's story comes to us from the Kabbalah. Before there was anything at all, before stars, before people, even before the earth, there was love. And love was everywhere. Love filled up everything. But after a while, love felt lonely. There was no one to share love with. So love decided to make a world. First, love took the deepest breath ever. Can you take a deep breath with me? Let's inhale slowly together. Let's go deeper and deeper and let it out. Love got so squished with all that deep breathing that something new appeared, darkness. The darkness was thick and shiny and black. It was beautiful, but love couldn't see anything. So love thought the warmest, kindest, most wonderful thoughts it could think of. And love called out, "I want light." Can you all say that with me? I want light. And pop, 10 big, glowing glass bowls appeared, each one filled with swirling light and warmth, like this candle, but much, much bigger. Some of the extra goodness became dust and water and seeds, everything needed to make a world. Love gathered all of that together and made the earth. The 10 glowing bowls of light floated towards earth, and if they had arrived safely, the world would have been perfect. But the bowls were fragile. The light inside them was very strong, and when they got close to the earth, crash, the bowls shattered. Tiny sparks of light flew everywhere, into the oceans, into the soil, into the animals. Every sparkle you see in this candle is like one of those tiny sparks. Love looked around the world and said, "Oh no, I'm too big and the sparks are so small, I will never be able to find all the sparks all by myself." So, love made people. Each of us was made with a job to look for the sparks and help bring them back together. Every time you are kind, every time you help someone, every time you stand up for what's right, every time you love and share your heart, you are finding a spark. As we move forward into our RE classes and into the week ahead, remember to look for the sparks so that we can help love repair the world. Let's sing the children out.
As you go in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you go, may joy surround you. As you go in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you go. The song our choir is about to sing was written in memory of Elijah McClain. On August 24th, 2019, police officers in Aurora, Colorado, approached a quiet 23-year-old massage therapist, Elijah McClain, as he walked home from a convenience store. The Aurora Police Department later said that a 911 caller had reported a suspicious person in a ski mask, and that when officers confronted McClain, who was not armed and had not committed any kind of crime, he resisted arrest. In the 15 minutes that followed, the officers tackled McClain to the ground, put him in a carotid hold, and called for first responders who injected him with ketamine. He had a heart attack on the way to the hospital and died days later after he was declared brain dead. There have been many vigils and rallies for Elijah, one of which was broken up by riot police. At a time when state-sanctioned violence against Black and brown people is on the rise, this song represents a prayer and a commitment to work for justice on behalf of all of those whose lives have been ended by this violence. At the end of this piece, you may feel moved to applaud, but we ask that you hold your applause and instead observe a moment of silence. Thank you.
Elijah Good morning. My name is Joe Barker, and I'm a member of the Sunnyhill Pastoral Care Team. Our team's task is to reach out to members of Sunnyhill going through challenging life events, whatever they may be, offering the loving presence that binds our spiritual community together. Your joys and sorrows may be submitted online through our website, sunnyhill.org, or by filling out a paper caring card form on the greeting table near our church entrance. We are also interested in your ideas for other activities or events that we might hold here at Sunnyhill that would help during these extremely challenging times. If you have an idea you'd like to share, please complete it on the back of the caring form and hand it to an usher or to Bethany Thornton. Each week at this time in our service, we share joys and sorrows submitted by members of the Sunnyhill congregation. We share the things that we are celebrating as well as the things that we are mourning, so that they do not need to be held alone. After each joy or sorrow that I read, please respond by saying, "We hold you in our hearts." We have a joy this morning from Joe Shaughnessy. The joy: happy 11th anniversary to Pat Murray. I love you, Pat. For Joe and Pat, we hold you in our hearts. We have a joy from Elizabeth and Tom Scanlon this morning. Update on our lab, Erin Ann. I use the Irish accent. News from the oncologist. The dreaded tests on her liver and spleen are normal at this point. Since she definitely has some cancer cells in her body, we are going to do one round of chemo and pray for no recurrence. For Elizabeth, Tom, and Irian, we hold you in our hearts. We have a sorrow from Ellen Vay. My daughter-in-law Camilla's uncle Peter had a very bad heart attack a week ago and is fighting to survive. Please keep the Dolman family in your thoughts. For the Dolman and Vay families, we hold you in our hearts. We have a sorrow from Anne McGrain. My father, David McGrain, age 94, passed away peacefully on Tuesday, February 10th, at Friendship Village in Upper St. Clair. For the McGrain family, we hold you in our hearts. Let us bear in mind this morning of those joys and sorrows, as well as those that are held too closely in our heart to be shared. As we sing our musical meditation, we invite anyone who feels moved to do so to come forward to the front of the sanctuary, light a candle, place it in the sand, and then return to your seat.
We
As I mentioned in an email to all Sunnyhill members a couple of days ago, Riley Hart, who had been attending services and other events here at Sunnyhill for the last year or two, died this week after choosing to end her own life. For those of us who knew her, this is difficult and shocking news. Many of us are feeling heartbroken at this terrible loss of a person who was so kind, so loving, and so supportive of others. Sunnyhill staff and pastoral care team will be holding open space after our service today for anyone who wants to be with others as we share memories of Riley and begin the process of grieving together. We'll gather in the choir room today at 12:30, right after this service. I light a candle to honor Riley Hart and the great light that she brought with her into this world. Please join me in the spirit of meditation or prayer. As days start to lengthen and nights shorten, as winter's snow and ice begin to melt, as temperatures creep above freezing, we are reminded of the great cycles of life. We are reminded of season following season, of change as the only constant in the world. We are reminded that something is stirring, even in the most frigid and fearful of times. Let us take a moment of silence to start to feel that sensation of things just beginning to change. Though winter may not yet be done with us, we know that spring is on the way. Though the forces of fear and cruelty are still at work, we know that love will find a way. Though the path ahead is cloaked in darkness and uncertainty, we know that as we take a step forward, the path will rise up to meet our feet. May we walk this path together with love in our hearts and a song of solidarity on our lips. Amen. I've spoken before about a pivotal moment that occurred at the beginning of Martin Luther King's involvement in the civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s. I bring it up again today because I think it's worth examining that particular moment and how it might speak to our own moment. In Montgomery, Alabama, in December of 1955, just a few days after the arrest of Rosa Parks for refusing to give her seat up on the bus to a white passenger, the first meeting of the Montgomery Improvement Association took place. It was at this meeting that Ralph Abernathy introduced a resolution to boycott the city bus system, which became one of the seminal events of the civil rights movement. At the same meeting, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered what would become a famous speech. The meeting took place at the Holt Street Baptist Church, a small church in a Black working class neighborhood that was filled to overflowing. The crowd included dozens of newspaper reporters and a number of radio and television crews. Hundreds of people were gathered outside the church to listen to the proceedings through loudspeakers. As he prepared his remarks for this event, King knew that he had to balance two competing sentiments that were in the air at that time. On one hand, there was a moral fervor that had been aroused, an almost militant urgency to act. On the other hand, there was a need to make sure that this will to act was grounded in something larger and more unifying than mere militancy. And so King spoke of action grounded in love, the love of the Christian Gospels, which compels us to love one another, to love even our enemies. But King said, it's not enough to talk about love alone. He said, while love is one of the pivotal points of the Christian faith, there is another side called justice. And justice is really love in calculation. Justice, he said, is love correcting that which revolts against love. Justice is love correcting that which revolts against love. In recent weeks, events in Minnesota have prompted a new wave of organizing against the politics of fear and cruelty. Fear and cruelty that have been on full display as a result of the various misdeeds of the current administration and its henchmen and thugs. As I mentioned last week, anger and outrage are absolutely appropriate responses to the terror that we have seen unleashed in our streets. As the old saying goes, if you're not outraged, you're probably not paying attention. But mere outrage is insufficient to the task before us. Outrage and anger burn fast and then are gone. To think that our anger alone will change the world in a meaningful way is mistaken and, in a way, somewhat naive. If we are to build a movement for justice that is sustainable, we must not think of justice as vengeance, but rather as love correcting that which revolts against love. Real justice isn't about vengeance. Vengeance is merely payback, something that might feel good for a moment, but does absolutely nothing to change or transform unjust systems or circumstances. Vengeance occurs outside systems of accountability, as we have seen recently, whereas justice requires accountability from all parties. Healing cannot occur without justice, and justice cannot occur without accountability. And ultimately, justice must be based in love. At the end of the day, each of us must decide what we love so much that we would be willing to sacrifice and maybe even die for it. Without that kind of love, there can be no real justice. If we as a people love and value democracy, love and value real justice, love and value equity and the inherent dignity of every person, then that love must be directed in such a way that it serves as a corrective to that which revolts against love. But it all starts with love. Deep, soul-shaking, life-changing, breath-giving love. Mary Oliver begins her poem, Spring, with these words. Somewhere a black bear has just risen from sleep and is staring down the mountain. All night in the brisk and shallow restlessness of early spring, I think of her. Her 4 black fists flicking the gravel, her tongue like a red fire touching the grass, the cold water. There is only one question: how to love this world. The kind of love Mary Oliver talks about is, I think, the same love that Jesus spoke of when he said to love one another. It's the same love that UU theologian James Luther Adams spoke of in a sermon he delivered at Meadville Lombard Seminary in 1947 when he said, "This love is rooted in the awareness that there is an infinite creativity in being. And it is in this love that my own call to ministry is rooted." There is a tendency among many of us to begin from a place of solving problems. When something truly terrible occurs, we start looking immediately for cause and effect, to try to think and reason and talk our way out of the horrible problems of the world. But this approach is doomed to failure because the question is not how to fix the world or how to try to get the world to come around to our way of thinking. The real question is how to love this world. How will we choose to love this world? There are, of course, many ways to love the world. I think, for example, of the Arhuaco, the native people of the Sierra Nevada mountains of Colombia, who believe that Mother Earth is alive, that the mountains in which they live were dreamed and spun into being by the Sacred Mother. Their lives are lived in deep harmony with all that surrounds them. Priests and initiates go on pilgrimages that lead them from their homes to the sacred lakes and down to the seashore, now littered with hotels and brothels and casinos. And all the while, they pray. They pray because they know that their prayers sustain the cosmos. They pray because they understand themselves to be the elder brothers who must invite the rest of us, the younger brothers, to wake up and become guardians of life rather than the destroyers of life. They pray because that is how they love this world. Although they have seen much of the environment around them destroyed or diminished as a result of the unchecked greed of the developed world, still they persist. As anthropologist Wade Davis has said, it is humbling to think that just 2 hours by air from Miami lives a group of people staring out to sea from the heights of the Sierra Nevada, praying for our well-being and that of the entire earth. There are many ways to love this world. I think, again, of Minneapolis and the grassroots community organizing and mutual aid groups that have sprung into action in recent weeks. They patrol the streets, warning vulnerable people when ICE agents enter their neighborhoods. They deliver groceries to people who cannot leave their homes for fear of being disappeared. They pay rent and utilities for people who cannot work because of ICE raids and the random violence that has been unleashed. They reach out with home visits and phone calls to those who have been traumatized by recent events. Reverend Ashley Horan, a classmate of mine from seminary who serves as the UUA's vice president for programs and ministries, lives in Minneapolis just a few blocks from the spot where Renee Good was killed. Ashley has been at the center of much of the organizing that has been going on in Minnesota recently. She says, "At the center of my faith as a Unitarian Universalist are these twin beliefs: that every human life has inherent worthiness and dignity, and that we are, whether you like it or not, radically interdependent on each other. Therefore," she says, "there's no option for me. My neighbors are under attack, our babies are under attack, each and every life matters, and it is my responsibility to care for my neighbors in this way." In this case, and in so many other cases, the light of love is working to dispel the toxic clouds of hate. These activists are calling for justice rooted in the experience of that love that will not let us go. It's obvious, I hope, that I'm not talking about a fluffy, dreamy, idealized kind of love. Love in this context isn't about puppies or rainbows or unicorns. The kind of love I'm talking about moves in the world. It walks, it marches, it sweats and bleeds, it prays and it sings. I quoted James Luther Adams earlier. As I mentioned in my sermon last week, Adams began questioning the liberal religious tradition when he was in Germany in the 1930s. He said, "In Nazi Germany, I soon came to the question, what is it in my preaching and my political action that would stop this? It is a liberal attitude," he said, "to say that we keep ourselves informed and read the best papers on these matters and perhaps join a voluntary association now and then. But to be involved with other people so that it costs something and so that one exposes the evils of society requires something like a conversion, something more than just an attitude." So the love that Adams was preaching about in 1947, just 2 years after the end of World War II, which, by the way, was fought to end fascism, was more than an attitude. In that same sermon, Adams said, "We may have to struggle against what the enemy stands for. We may not feel a personal and individual affinity and passion for him or for her, yet we are commanded for this person's sake and for our own, and for the sake of the destiny of creation, to love that which should unite us." The kind of love that we're talking about here is a love that has teeth, which brings me back to Mary Oliver's black bear. As you may recall, when we last saw her, our bear had just awakened and was making her way down the mountain, not unlike the elder brothers in the Sierra Nevada, not unlike the activists in Minneapolis, not unlike Adams in Nazi Germany. The bear continues her journey. I think of her rising like a black and leafy ledge to sharpen her claws against the silence of the trees. Whatever else my life is, with its poems and its music and its cities, it is also this dazzling darkness coming down the mountain, breathing and tasting. All day I think of her white teeth, her wordlessness, her perfect love. I know that I am bound to every other living thing by a powerful and transforming love that flows through me and yet transcends my personal experience and knowledge. But I am constantly losing and then regaining my grasp of this sense of deep connection. Something important happens when we look into another's eyes. And it is during this moment of recognition of the other that we are in the presence of the divine and aware of that love that is as wide as the sky, a love that ultimately corrects that which revolts against love. There are many ways to love this world. In a famous midrash, a story from Jewish mythology, which Jen shared a version of with our children earlier, we're told that there were once vessels that contained pure light, the essence of life and love, and that unfortunately these vessels were just too fragile to contain such a powerful divine light. They broke open, split asunder before they could reach the earth, and all of the holy sparks were scattered like sand, like seeds, like stars. The sparks fell everywhere. That is why we were created, to gather the sparks no matter where they are hidden, to raise these sparks from wherever they are imprisoned, and to bring them together again to form a love so primal, so powerful, so compelling that it transforms all that resists it and brings into being real justice. I hope and pray that in all we do, coming down the mountain, breathing and tasting, singing and praying, that we will gather sparks together, repairing our hurting world and forging justice from the light of love. May it be so. Amen.
We cannot keep from singing, so please rise and guide your spirit and join in singing how our lives go on in endless song.
My life flows on in endless
Our Share the Plate beneficiary for the month of February is the local advocacy and support group Community Forge, a Pittsburgh-based organization whose mission is equitable community development for the 21st century that forges relationships, inspires creativity, and teaches the tools of the future. Their programming seeks to reach out and empower communities that do not receive equitable resources and investment to reach their highest potential. You can make a gift online on our website or by text at 412-324-3130. We will be passing our offering baskets for cash and checks in just a moment. If you're writing a check, please make it out to UUCSH and put Share the Plate in the memo line. Thank you for your generosity. Please join me in saying the words to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
In the end, it won't matter how much we have, but how generously we have given. It won't matter how much we know, but rather how well we live. And it won't matter how much we believe, but how deeply we love. Go in peace, seeking love and justice.